Hello from sunny Laos. It is our first morning here. We got here last night, got some food from the market and pretty much went to bed very quickly.
So now we're going to explore. We don't really have a plan, we're just going to walk around Luang Prabang and see what we can find.
So we secured the coffee, so now I actually have some energy to talk like a human. We did not have the best sleep in our dorm. I think it was quite hard to get used to being in a dorm again versus our nice apartment that we had in Hanoi. And if you haven't seen it, you can check out our video and the apartment tour, because that was really a nice month of luxury versus being back in a dorm.
So we were just talking to the guy in the cafe and he gave us a little lesson about Laos. So he told us that when you are referring to the country, it is Laos, but when you are referring to the people, it is Lao. So confusing.
Yeah, when you hear people saying I'm going to Laos, that is not correct. You're going to Laos and you're going to meet people that are Lao people. So clear that up, and we have made that mistake many a times, but we will not anymore. Anyway, onwards, just walking and see what we can find. So hopefully you can see behind us the Mekong River, which just runs through, I think it starts, where does it start, Aiden?
China.
I believe it starts in China and goes all the way down to Ho Chi Minh in Vietnam. It is the third biggest river in Asia, and I think the 12th in the world, we were reading. Honestly, we're not we're not the best at geography, but just a really beautiful, massive river, and you can see how much Laos relies on this river for food, for boats, how everyone's kind of moving around on the river, and it's lovely to walk by it. It's very serene and still. We've been walking for a little while now. I'm pretty sure we've reached the end of the main street, so we've been walking on the riverside. There's a lot of small little cafes or restaurants and lots of nicer hotels, and just the beautiful views of the river. Just so peaceful, so nice to walk along. It's a very I think Luang Prabang is a city, but I think it's a very small city, and especially it's not that busy. There's not many tourists here yet. We were speaking again to a local in the cafe that said since COVID it just hasn't really bounced back the same. So it's really good to be here, to be able to kind of support some more businesses, and hopefully more people will be visiting soon. We are just about to cross the bamboo bridge, which is pretty famous because it's only here for 6 months of the year. In the rainy season, the water comes up too high, washes it away, and then the same family has to build it again. So for 6 months only you can cross, and then when it's rainy season you can't, and here we are. Luckily it was the right season for us. A little bit rickety, but pretty good. had a little look around on the other side. There's not much to see here. There's a few cafes or restaurants and a really beautiful jewelry store where they have lots of handmade necklaces and bracelets, jewelry, and you can actually do a class and learn how to make some of them, or you can just buy a few. But for now, we are heading back across this bamboo bridge. My legs are shaking. It's okay, it's pretty stable, but still a little bit nervy, to be honest.
If I get a bullseye right now, you give me £100. Fine.
Alright, George, ruin my picture, why don't you?
I think that was a dog from a distance.
It's like the size of a cub.
I kind of want to see one chilling in the hand.
Oh, if you see them every day, kind of thing. And the only time that
It's like with its leg, just like.
grizzly bears.
On us until we got to like 100. They're so fast.
We are just finished at Kwangsi Waterfall. So we missed a little bit of filming last night and this morning. So we've just been hanging out with people in the dorms, getting to know different backpackers, which is always great and definitely part of the traveling experience. But we've come to the waterfall. It's definitely the biggest, most popular thing to do here in Laos, and we've had an amazing time swimming and jumping. I think we have a few clips. We completely forgot to bring the GoPro, so we don't have any videos of us in the water, which I'm really sad about, but it was amazing nonetheless, and I think we're about to take the drive home. Good morning from another day in Luang Prabang. For the last few days we've been spending a lot of time with different people, so it's been quite hard to pick up the camera. You just end up forgetting, and somehow a few days pass and we didn't really film much talking or of what we were doing either. So today we're going to do a bit more exploring around the town, maybe head to a few temples, and we will definitely remember to pick up the camera and take you with us. But first I need a drink. It is so hot here. It's a different heat to what we were used to in Hanoi, which was a lot more humid. Here it is very sunny and I want a fresh smoothie today.
Okay. Wow. Oh, little okay.
Pretty tired out now from the heat, so I think we're going to take a quick break in the hostel just to have a relax, and when it cools down a little bit more in the afternoon we can head back out again. After having a little bit of chill out in our hostel, it's around about 4:30 now, so we're just heading up to, I believe, Phausi Hill, but maybe Fusi, maybe something completely different, which is a really big temple at the top of the hill, overlooks the whole city and is really beautiful for sunset. So we're getting ourselves set with our sarongs and then going to head up the steps. Left that pretty quickly, to be honest. When we first got there it was really nice sat, just kind of really scenic, nice view next to us, and within a blink of an eye there's about 100 people and you can't even see it. So we also didn't really like, when you came in there was a place to obviously buy drinks and stuff, locals having stalls, and there were a few offerings that you could buy to take up, but also they had some birds in little woven cages, like baby birds that you could release. We didn't really like the look of that, to be honest. I mean, if everyone stopped buying them, then they would stop breeding them because they're just going to get captured immediately. We saw a few people releasing them. Maybe there's a significance, but for us, we don't know the significance. It just feels like a kind of way to make a bit of money and not very good for the baby birds. Make sure you don't miss the hidden cave that is up here as well.
So one thing I'm not very keen on is they don't have very many rules when you come to these Buddhist temples. There's a placard outside of every single entrance that says, be quiet, dress properly, and be respectful. So, and what they mean by dress properly is cover up your shoulders and your legs. So, but it's not enforced, so no one really does it. And I just I think it's quite disrespectful. I mean, like, they're asking you to do it, but because it's not enforced, you're not doing it. But if they refused entry, if you were not dressed properly, you would all dress properly. So that's my 2 cents. I just think it's quite nice to respect what they're asking for, because it's their culture and we're there to enjoy it as well.
For our last stop tonight, we are going to grab some amazing street food from the night market. We've been here pretty much every night, tried a lot of different foods, and we're going to pick up a few of our favourites tonight. Well, that is everything for our time in Laos. We are literally about to board the plane, so I think we will say goodbye. Thank you for watching. Hopefully it all comes together. It was a little bit of a disjointed video, unfortunately, but remember to like, comment, subscribe, and we will catch you from our next country.